Kong action comedy police story, I definitely had liked this one. It was my first time that I ever seen this. And I have to say that even nearly 40 years later, while some parts of this movie haven't aged as well, it is still quite enjoyable in my opinion. Directed by Jackie Chan, the story about this one is that when a Hong Kong police officer is framed for the murder of a dirty cop, then he must go out of his way to not only clear his name, but also stop a crime lord named Mr. Chu as well. This one is particularly interesting because it was the first Jackie Chan movie I seen from the 1980s. So I was quite excited to finally get around to this because I heard great things about it over the years. Is it goofy? Absolutely. There are some lines that definitely wouldn't fly in a film today. But when it comes to the characters, the story, and particularly the action scenes, it definitely is quality Hong Kong cinema. Sure, there are some cheesy moments in this, but thankfully it never goes too over the top where you can't take this one seriously. Overall, despite some noticeable flaws within the story, even nearly 4 decades later, this is still considered one of the greatest martial arts films of all time. Now, when it comes to the characters, they are alright. No one stands out particularly other than Jackie Chan's character, of course. Now, Sergeant Chan, he is interesting. Even if he acts goofy at times, I mean, I get it. There's some slapstick comedy within this film. It works. But particularly, I gotta give credit to Jackie Chan because he did all of his stunts. He even got injured several times, particularly in the third act where his character actually slid down a pole. I'm like, man, that's dedication because most actors will get stunt doubles to do that for them. But credit to Jackie Chan, the director. He written the story at the end. That takes a lot of hard work. Now, another character that I thought was okay was May. Well, she didn't do much. She's just the girlfriend of Chan. And I thought that Maggie Chung, her acting was alright. Now, particularly, she doesn't have much to do within the story. Though another actress I have to get credit for is Bridget Lin. She too did a lot of her stunts. I thought that Selena was one dimension. Not much to that character, but she did make it interesting to some degree because there are parts within this film that do stand out because she's being flirty and whatnot. But, you know, this is Hong Kong cinema in the 80s. Of course, it's going to be silly. Even the villain, Chu Tao, wasn't that noteworthy. I thought that the late Chow Yun, his acting was okay. Now, granted, this film, it still stands out, of course, maybe because of the action scenes, saved it from being a dumpster fire. And I know this did start a franchise, which I heard good things about, but some people have told me over the years that after the third installment, it kind of falls down real fast into mediocrity. So maybe I'll check out the next 2 Police Story movies. I probably won't review them, but I'll still check them out just to see how the original trilogy wraps up. But other than that, this one, it definitely still is worthwhile. And even if I have some issues with it, when it's all said and done, it is a particularly noteworthy action film, even almost 4 decades later. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. Seriously, the fight scenes in this are some of the most impressive I have seen in a martial arts movie. Now, granted, I wish the story was a little bit better, and of course the characterizations were more developed, but this was the mid-1980s, so I can forgive it. Even with all the goofy moments, this is entertaining. It definitely is quite a standout. And if you're someone who hasn't seen this one, then definitely give it a chance because it is well worth the time. And that's my review of Police Story. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.
留下了英雄故事，憂鬱見骨氣，昂步顧盼似醒獅，衝前去，全部得失只有全心知。